Okay, Pam, sorry.
All right. Okay, right. Here we go. What is LinkedIn? Number one, it is ranked the #1 social media platform for business to business sales. But all of the people who are on it are also consumers. So if you have business consumer products, your target market is there. And unlike Facebook, there are filters on it. Everyone knows they're there to network, okay? And you can actually use the filters and find the people who are your target market by their job title, their industry, their company, and you can find them by what they talk about on social media, and you can find them by location. What is not to like? So you need, the bigger your network, the bigger the results are when you use those filters to find your target market. It is a powerful, powerful place to be. So the thing is, the first thing you have to do is get your profile right, because your profile is one of the things that will sell off the page, and it needs to look professional. LinkedIn is like a huge networking room, okay? I don't know if you know how many people are on it. 750 million thereabouts. Okay, don't tell me that amongst 750 million people you can't find your target market. So when you meet up with them on LinkedIn, you've got to look, suited and booted. You wouldn't go to a networking event looking scruffy or with tatty old leaflets or things like that. So for goodness sake, please use your banner across the top of your profile. It's your free advertising space. Use it. Be aware that about 60% of people only access LinkedIn through a mobile phone. So make sure it's mobile friendly. Don't overclutter things. Don't use tiny font, and make sure that most of what you put on your banner is over to the right, because your photograph will be bigger and will obscure some of it. Please make sure your photograph is looking at the camera and smiling. Look, when somebody is talking to you in a networking room, you're looking them in the face and you're smiling and you're approachable and you're head and shoulders away from them. Try to replicate that on LinkedIn. Look approachable and look professional. Then, of course, make sure that what you say underneath your name is dynamic. Nobody really cares what your job title is. Sorry, but they don't. Managing director, CEO, the name of your company, nobody cares. All they want to know is what's in it for them. What is the problem you are going to solve for them, and who are they? So make the first 40 characters under your name count, and think of it as a pickup line rather than a strap line, okay? In your about section, for goodness sake, ever landed on a file and it says, I am this, I am that, I am the other, I have all this experience, I. Shut up, stop talking about yourself. Nobody wants to hear about you. Your customers want to hear about them. They want to hear you talking about them, the problem that you understand that they have, that you're going to solve for them, and not even how you're going to solve it. That's what they're paying you for. The process should always come second. Major on the benefits. What is life going to look like after they have worked with you? So every time you've written the word I or we, think, ooh, how can I change that to the words you and your? Put in a testimonial. Put in some bullet points. People love bullet points. They create fascinations that readers can't resist. People are drawn to them and they remember them in 3s and 5s. What are the top 5 benefits that people will get from you? Make sure they're in that about section. And when you get to the end of the about, and everybody's welcome to go and have a look at mine to see what I'm talking about. When you get to the end of it, never, ever, ever leave any piece of marketing collateral without a call to action. What do you want people to do when they've read this? Do you want them to give you a call? Do you want them to book a call on Calendly? Do you want them to email you? put a call to action and give them then and there the way to get in touch with you. Do you know that it's research has shown that now humans have got 3 seconds of patience? 3 seconds. That means that if they land on your website and the page doesn't load in 3 seconds, they're gone. Okay, so make sure that your target clients have exactly what they need and they have it there and then. Have you got recommendations on your profile from people that you have worked with? LinkedIn has a superb method of you being able to very quickly and easily ask for recommendations, aka testimonials. Once people have given them to you on LinkedIn, you can use them all over everywhere. That's your property. Go and put them on your marketing leaflets, on your website, whatever. Okay. Make sure you've got a 5-star reviews page because that is really impressive. Because when you're actually in negotiations with someone, you can then share that page. Oh, you might want to have a look at my 5-star review page. You will see often the word follow on somebody's page rather than connect. Well, that just means they've got creator mode switched on. And creator mode then allows you to write newsletters and to do what's called LinkedIn Lives, where you can use StreamYard to actually go live with a show or a podcast or just a straightforward video of you. So if you see follow, it's rather better to hit the 3 dots and send a connection request instead, because that means that you will also get access to all of their connections, because LinkedIn will allow you to see, reach out to and connect with all your 2nd and 3rd degree connections. So please don't be the type of person who says, I only connect with people I know, because everybody on LinkedIn is useful to you. I don't even care what country they're in. And they will give you access to their network, and they may comment on your posts, which will boost them, which I'll talk about in a second. So once you've got your profile suited and booted, get into the filters. In that search bar, things to know. If you're going out networking, you need to know exactly who you're looking for. What is the job title of the kind of person who makes a decision on hiring you? What kind of industry are they in? If it's a personal thing, there's a lot of charities here, and obviously we have a pianist who will maybe be doing things like weddings or corporate functions. We can still find people. Okay, so first of all, if you know the job title or the type of industry or the type of company, go and put it into that search bar. Make sure you use Boolean search parameters. If you don't know what they are, I'll give you the most simple one. If, for example, you're looking for a graphic designer, open speech marks, graphic designer, close speech marks, because that brackets them together, which means you won't get interior designers and all the rest of it, okay? You need to make sure it's just graphic designers that you want. Then choose 2nd degree, because 3rd degree filter means that it's got a little sneaky plus sign on it. It's 3rd plus. Make sure you choose your 2nd, and then you will get a list of all of those people who are only 1 degree away from you, who are your target market. Then you can set about connecting with them. Please don't send out more than 100 connection requests a week, and certainly don't go too fast, because LinkedIn is a little bit big brother and it doesn't like people spamming. And if it detects that you might be going too fast, too furious and spamming people, then you can have your profile severely restricted, if not taken away altogether. So just behave, basically. Okay, so once you've got people connected with you, the worst thing you can do is send them a message straight away through the messaging system saying, buy my stuff. You see, that's a bit like going to a networking event. spotting somebody at the bar you quite fancy, walking up to them and saying, marry me. Hang on a minute. You got to take people out on a date a few times first. So you need to build up a relationship with them. Because LinkedIn, just like it's a massive networking room, and the aim of the game is to build relationships with people. You do this by commenting on their posts and showing up. So if you've connected to your target market, go and hit the bell. This is one thing you can do on their profile, so you get a notification every time they post something. You can keep front of mind by commenting on their posts. Then always post yourself. If you can, a post a day. If you can't, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Consistency is key. Keep showing up. The thing is that the posts you write have to be quality. There is a way to write posts that will get them noticed. But let me come to that in a second. 98% of the people that LinkedIn will show your post to are your first degree connections, with whom you have created what we call an algorithmic bond. That means you've commented on their post or they've commented on yours. Both of you saying to LinkedIn, this is someone I want to network with. Show me more of their posts and show them more of mine. Okay, so it pays to comment on the posts of your target market for 2 reasons. 1, because they see you showing up on their posts, and 2, because they're more likely to see your posts. Okay, so that is how you get your posts in front of your target market. However, not that simple, because as you actually write a post on LinkedIn, it's sending a spam filter over it, just like on your emails, okay? And it's looking for things it doesn't like. It doesn't like things that are salesy. Because what LinkedIn wants is conversations. They want it to be a great conversational place where people are networking, getting on, yes, having a laugh. That's why they've given us a laughing emoji to put onto posts, because they know that people don't talk business all the time. We don't do that. We don't do that in our business. We don't do that when we go out networking. We have a little bit of banter as well, because people are drawn to doing business with people who let their free child ego state out to play. And if you know anything about transactional analysis, that's one of the ego states we all operate from. And basically what it means is people are a little bit of fun. People who don't have the corporate hat on all the time, people who are not dry and boring and just posting business all the time, they're actually drawn to doing business with you. Now, so if LinkedIn sees that you're just doing salesy posts all the time and advertising posts, it just literally, if you can imagine, it takes it like a piece of paper and goes, bin, right? Okay, so when it's actually found posts that it thinks, this isn't bad, it starts to show your post to a few people. And if in the first hour after posting, you get at least 5 substantial conversational comments on your post, the algorithm thinks, if that's the right word, okay, this could be interesting. People are responding. We'll show it to some more people. So they show it to more people. And then the more people who comment, your post gets shown to more people. Then if it gets really, really particularly interesting and a great conversation going, a human team up at LinkedIn head office take over and go, ooh, what's this? Then they start to show your post to more of the people who you have said are your target market. What's not to like? So basically what you have to do is learn to write in such a way. And believe me, I have taught copywriters from all over the world who are great copywriters, but nevertheless do not know how to structure what they write for LinkedIn. Because when somebody is scrolling through that feed and it's full and fast and furious, what is going to make them go, oh, what's that? And stop and read your post. They have to stop, they have to click see more, because when people click see more to open your post up, it gets algorithmic points. When they read it, the longer they spend reading it, it gives your post what's called dwell time points. If they leave a little like or an emoji, it gives you even more algorithmic points. But the most important thing is you have to get them to write a comment on your post. So what are you doing to get them to write comments on your post and create conversations in order to get the touch paper lit under the algorithm? And then LinkedIn will start to show your post to your target market and everybody else. And when it starts going particularly viral, it will also start to show your post to your second degree and third degree connections. Okay, so this is how we create more brand awareness, more brand visibility, product recall, who we are. And that is when people, the more people who comment on your posts, the more people also come and read your profile and get to know you, and you keep showing up and they're liking your posts and they're looking at your profile and they're sending you connection requests. And the more people you get connected to, the more people there are to see your posts, and it builds and builds and builds like rolling a snowball down a hill. Okay, and eventually you are well in front of people, and when people are thinking of your product or service, you're the first one to mind. Then you are a client magnet. Then people start to connect, comment, and contact you and ask you for a quote for what you do or a meeting. There is also a nuanced way of knowing exactly when to ask your target market if they want to get a coffee without you being salesy and pushy. There are 13 different styles of post. If you do the same style all the time, you get what's called audience fatigue, and people switch off from reading them. There's sales posts, educational positioning posts, push posts, carousel document posts, video posts, picture posts, text only, poll, push, so many different kinds, kudos. There you go, 10 out of 13 I've remembered, like Generation Game, if anybody remembers that. But one thing I will tell you right now is that posts with pictures on have never done as well in the LinkedIn feed as posts without pictures on. It isn't Facebook, it isn't Instagram, and it isn't Twitter. They work differently. Reason being that a picture tells 1,000 words. And when people are scrolling and they see the picture, they think, I know what this post's about and it's not for me, and they won't bother to go open it and read it. Also, the picture swamps that tiny bit of writing at the top and people can't really notice it anymore. And also, just don't waste your time looking for a stock photograph to support your post. Good writing does not need one. It's gilding the lily. If you're going to use photographs, if you're a photographer, that's particularly important, or if you're doing property and you need to show before and after pictures, what you need to do is embed them into a PDF document, but use them to tell a story to get people to scroll through, like a book. Think a children's book, like the Gruffalo. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm going to stop speaking, and if there's any time, if anybody's got any questions, I'm more than happy to take them. And if anybody would like me to screen share and show you anything on LinkedIn, I can do that as well. And I hope I haven't run over, because honestly, there is so much to tell you about LinkedIn. It takes me 8 weeks, let alone 15 minutes.
Anyone got any questions at all?
I have, if that's okay. I really found that fascinating about the not posting pictures so much, because my disability is hidden because I don't do the writing, and that's the whole point of Spark, is that I'm not known by my disability. So when I do my post on LinkedIn, I do it through pictures because I find the written word really hard to write. So does that mean my posts maybe not? That's the bit I get confused about.
Okay. The number of impressions your post gets, you should really be looking for a minimum of 1,500 impressions on each post. Minimum. Some of mine get going on for 50,000. Now, an impression means it's been shown to someone. It does not mean they've opened it and read it. But it's a percentages game. So, like I said, a percentage of those people will read, a percentage will look at your profile, a percentage will send you a connection request. So obviously, the more impressions you get, the better. They just don't do as well. I'm not saying never do pictures, but they really do not get as many impressions and never have done.
Would a video be better or not?
It depends what you do with the video, because you have, when the impressions on a video are counted differently, they are counted as the number of people who've clicked it and watched it for at least 3 seconds. And you can only really do 3-minute videos on LinkedIn, and anything else, and people are just going to switch it off. The other thing is, with a video, people do this thing where they decide to sit in front, and you see this. And you think, what? And the problem with it is, the very first thing we see in your post has to arrest the attention. So when I do training, I've got a list of all, there was this research done into all the most viral posts on social media, and a list produced of the common denominators in that first line that made people go, what? They've ever seen that film Up, that dog, yeah, that goes, squirrel. Okay, so so what you've got to do in your first line is to get people to go squirrel. All right, so when it's a video and we see somebody with the sound is not on, and they like, hang on, so we can't hear the first line that you're saying, so how does that drag us in? Yeah, so if you're going to do a video, I would say make it intriguing, have something in the background,
My dog.
maybe use a PowerPoint, yeah, you know, even that, and you know, maybe have a board you're writing on, a PowerPoint, but certainly use computer generated captions and make the very first thing you say the hook.
Oh, that's interesting. I love learning.
Or maybe you don't have to get on a video yourself. You can actually do it with PowerPoint, you know, and make a video out of that or something, or Loom.
Yeah, and you have so many friends, Becky, that somebody, if they get your picture, they can write a small transcript underneath, which has to be opened up. So presumably there's some engagement there.
Yeah.
It's so intriguing, though, isn't it? I loved your talk, Pam.
It's fun. I mean, there's computer. You can have a look online, and you can find free auto captioners that actually automatically put captions on for you. So that's a good way of doing it as well. The other thing is, when you write, just write your posts in Word and throw your grammar checker and your spell checker over them, if that helps, before you even post them.
Wow, fascinating.
Okay, so please fire away if you've got any more questions. Can I right, okay, I made a note that there were quite a few people here whose businesses your target market will be in your geographical area mainly. Okay, so I'm thinking Lincoln, being a pianist, maybe mainly geographical to where you live. and certainly the charities, and wanting local businesses to help local charities and things like that. Okay, so when you go to the search bar, don't put anything in it. Click into it and just click in enter. And then you get another white bar full of different filters, and just click on location and put your location in, and then second degree connections, and you will get, I mean, I'm happy if somebody wants to give me screen share, I'm happy to show you how this works.
Mm.
Do
Do you want to see it, people?
Yeah.
Okay, so you should be able to share the screen, Pam.
Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, it's not working for some reason. Why? Let me try this again. Share screen. No, it's not working. I'm clicking on the share button and it will not work for some reason.
Phil, any ideas?
Here we go. Here we go. Right. Okay. Up here in the search bar, you can actually put in anything you like. So, for example, Lincoln, maybe you're looking for somebody who might be getting married. People will, because they might want to hire a pianist for the wedding. I don't know, right? So people will talk about that in their posts. So you can actually put in Boolean search parameters getting married, and it will show you all the posts where people have mentioned it. Just as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, if we're just looking for our, if you know the job title, that's fine. Someone I was teaching yesterday was looking for menopause coaches. You can look for people's names, okay, but their companies, their industries. But if we're just looking for any kind of business in our area, so you want to connect to local businesses who might support your charity, literally just click into the search bar, but don't put anything in it. Click enter. Can you see now we have this new white bar that's appeared? With people, posts, products, jobs, companies, groups, services, events, courses, schools, yeah? Wow, this is how powerful it is. So now what we're looking for is people. And we're looking for 865. Oh my God. Right, things keep jumping. Right, so now we're looking for our second, because the first degree are people you're already connected to. Third plus means everyone on LinkedIn, and you don't want that, there's far too many. So look for your second degree. Then let's say Plymouth, because that would be the obvious one for us to use today. So I now know that there are 3,800 business people in Plymouth who are only 1 degree away from me. But what you can do is you can say, well, I know the kind of industry who are good at supporting charities. So if you look in all your filters, you might even say, actually, the construction industry or the financial services industry are very, very generous with charities, or the marketing and advertising industry are usually good at doing corporate sort of charitable support. Or you can add an industry and you can narrow it down. So let's say we're looking at financial services. I'm just choosing that as an example. There are 140 people, only 1 degree away from me, in the financial services industry in Plymouth. I hope this is helping everybody. please unmute and talk to me because I feel like I'm on my own.
Yes, definitely. Can we change Plymouth to Portsmouth?
Yes, why did I put Plymouth?
I don't know. I didn't want to interrupt.
Because it begins with P. Right. Okay. I'm going to have to remove all the filters and start from the beginning.
Portsmouth.
Why have I done it again? Can you all move? Can you just move? Okay, Portsmouth. Connections, second. No, I know what I've done wrong. Put it in the wrong place. Right. Just bear with me a second.
Yeah.
I'm having one of those days, aren't I? Let me take it out of here. And I want second degree connections in. It keeps putting it back. There we go. I have 692 people, second degree connections in Portsmouth. And then I can take it down if I want to the kind of industry.
And where is it showing you that number that you've got the amount of connections 692?
Here.
There. I put my glass. I need to put my glasses on.
Oh, it's very small. It is. It's very small. So if I wanted to, I don't know, find out who else, you know, whose parents might be developing dementia or Alzheimer's, I could literally put those words in and I could look at the post to see who was talking about it. Let me reset the. We're going to change this filter here from people to posts. And LinkedIn is now showing me every single post that has mentioned dementia.
I just want to say this is so interesting.
I'm so pleased. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love it when people, because
so hopeless on LinkedIn, and to hear you saying all this, I've made so many notes. I'm going to show my daughter for her small business, and then I'm thinking, I can't even write all these notes down what you're saying, so I'm going to watch it back with her later. You're just mindful of knowledge. Thank you so much.
See, this is what I love. I'm very much a people person, and I love helping people. So when people actually unmute and go, thank you, I'm loving it. I've got something out of it. I think, great, I've done a good job this morning. You can also do things like this. Can you see how my picture's moving Harry Potter style?
Wow.
And you can actually put a greeting here, because you know, when we talk to people, research has shown that what they pick up from us and whether they want to deal with us or like us or buy into us, only what we actually say. Does anybody know what percentage that is?
No.
In terms of what people take from us? 7%. The rest of it is all our body language, how we're dressed, how we greet people, the tone and timbre of our voice, all our non-verbals, the way our faces move, everything. So you can also have, this is the 5-star reviews page I talked about.
That 5-star review page, is that actually part of LinkedIn, or is that connecting your Facebook or somewhere else reviews?
No, I don't go anywhere near Facebook. This is all LinkedIn.
That's all LinkedIn reviews. Okay.
Yeah. You see this providing services box, it's under there.
Not Facebook, sorry, not Facebook. Google my
Google.
business, what I was thinking of, not Facebook, sorry. Is
No,
there any
it's-
way that you can link your website page with your Google My Business reviews onto your LinkedIn?
Yeah. Do you know what, right? I'm going to tell you something now. I don't have a business page or anything. All my business comes through LinkedIn. I'm sorry, I don't have a website or anything. I just don't need it because there's that much business to be had from LinkedIn if you know what you're doing. But I do know somebody who's got this. Let me show you something. A friend of mine, Taz, she does it. So if we look at her profile, can you see this here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That clicks right through to her website. There you go.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you can do that.
I'll follow Taz. Or
Yeah,
connect with
Taz.
her, I'm sure.
Taz is great. She and I and her wife Asha, we do a clubhouse room every Thursday together.
I love her hair.
I know, it's amazing.
What is a clubhouse room?
Clubhouse is an app.
We
you
have a gin and
actually-
tonic.
Yeah. It's like
Trouble.
it's almost like it's an app on your phone and you can literally tune in. So there's all sorts of different rooms talking about all sorts of different things. And you scroll through the rooms and you can literally just put that down and listen to it like a radio show as you type in. And there's people giving out business advice or talking about all sorts of things. I don't know, like race, equality, in diversity and inclusion, dementia awareness, anything at all, or there's like groups for learning languages, and you can literally be in the audience, and if you want to join the speakers like the radio presenters, you just click and it shows them a little hand, says I want to speak.
Yeah.
And they unmute you and you can go and speak, which is the simplest way I can describe it. If you have a featured section, you can feature your best work or who mentioned before it was Sue Gallagher said she's got a book that people can get. You could have a link through to that, a lead magnet on your website. What I keep here are things that I use when I'm training people because they're easy to find. So Penny, this is the kind of thing that you should be doing with your photographs, using it to tell a story like this. That was actually reposted 25 times, 344 comments. After a while, LinkedIn do remove the number of impressions, but I do know that had about 46,000 impressions.
So how do you do that then? The scroll through thing?
Oh,
That's on the featured bit, right? Okay.
no.
No?
You have to create a document in any app that you like. It could be Canva, Word,
Yeah.
PowerPoint.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you've done Publisher, once you've done that, you save it as a PDF and then attach it to your document. But again, there are certain rules to make sure that it actually gets read. You can't just do anything, basically. You will see here in my about section, there are bullet points, there's a testimonial, there's a call to action. And then make sure you get your recommendations. Most people have about 5, so don't look at this 145 and try and compete with that. You don't need it. It's and then if you look at the home feed, you see these things here? This is a very important point. When you see a company, so if you create a business page on LinkedIn, that's very, very well indexed by search engines. So optimize it for Google. Put all your keywords in there, but please don't post through it, because you have to get people to follow your company page. And people don't want to follow company pages because you're sort of asking them to sign up to your adverts and your salesy stuff. So what happens is a lot of people have switched off the ability for people to ask them to follow company pages. Besides which, this is like a big networking room. And if you only post through a company page, it's like trying to build relationships from behind a roll-up Zap banner in a networking room. You can't build relationships from behind a faceless company. The other thing you need to know is that posts that you share or repost fall as flat as a pancake. They go down like a lead balloon. You never get any engagement on them. So don't think that you can post something from a company page and then just share it. It doesn't work. People buy from people that they know and like and trust. So I would create a company page for SEO purposes and then leave it. The only company page posts you will probably ever see in your own feed have been, can you see that, promoted, paid for.
Right.
Can you see how all this, look at these photographs? I'm sorry, but if the photograph doesn't appeal to me, I am not going to bother looking at this tiny bit of writing up here. I'll just go, that's put me off. I don't, that's not selling the post to me. And it's about video marketing and I'm not interested. So Diana is missing out on more to open up the post, reading it and giving it a like and a comment. So these things, but when you actually come across somebody who doesn't try to use one of these and they just do a text only post, you lean in. Oh, what's this quietly confident person got to say? They must be saying something important and good, because they didn't need to embellish it with a picture.
Pam, it's Lincoln here in Northampton. Can I just ask a quick question? Becky, myself, Penny, are people that appeal to people's emotion? I know we all buy on emotion, but do you find, I just want to ask this, about pictures, timing is everything. And my personal experience, or so I thought until I heard you this morning, is that people will be more emotive about pictures, say at the weekend. People react to things that are lean towards lifestyle at the weekend as opposed to in the week. When people are looking at LinkedIn in the week, they're in kind of business mode. If someone as myself, like Penny posts a lot of pictures, posts a picture that people will react to emotively, they're more likely to do that at the weekend, or because you're the expert on this, or is that a figment of my imagination? There's no truth in that. What's your view on that?
Okay, lifestyle things, yes, but you still have to get them to click see more, read your post, leave a comment in order to get your post out there. So they see a picture of you playing a piano and they maybe then think, oh, that's just not something that is for me at this moment in time. The pictures told them everything. They're going to scroll past and they're not going to open your post, read it and comment on it.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whenever people, it's funny, the good thing about what your talk is that we've all heard from LinkedIn coaches, but what occurred to me when I was driving is I was thinking, right, I need to look at my profile again because there's something that has been flagged up here. The thing that I've always thought about LinkedIn is that you've got to change your information every now and again because it becomes irrelevant very quickly. and the way that you say what you say. No? Go for
How
it, Pam.
often do you change your website?
Probably once in a lifetime, but that's another question for another. That's a slap on the wrist for another day.
Jack's got his hand up actually. Jack,
Yeah.
you want to ask a question? Are you
Yeah,
there?
it was just two things. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, just two things. One, where will this recording be available? Because I want to, because I'm out on the go right now, so I wasn't able to take notes, but would like to re-go through it. And also, will Penny be able to email a link to you, so we'll be able to take up that LinkedIn coaching?
Right. Yes,
course,
definitely.
yeah.
A link to Pam, and the video. I shall send out a link to everybody as well, so you can all
Brilliant, thank you.
revisit and take even more notes.
And besides, if you connect with me and do nothing else, then you've got access to my nearly 15,000 connections.
Oh, Pam, I'm definitely connecting with you.
No problem. And of course, I put out educational posts as well, so you can learn bits and pieces from what I write about.
So
Yeah.
click on the little bell at the top, people, of Pam's profile. So you'll get notified of her posts.
And the 2-hour workshop that I do is, what it does is, it doesn't teach all the 13 different styles of posts and everything else, but it does show you how to write a post that gets opened, read and commented on. A conversational piece, and it's at the cornerstone of, it's like the keystone of everything I teach, and it gives away the base source ingredients, secret ingredients that get somebody to stop, open your post, read it and comment on it. And that has to go through every single style of post you do. But, you know, I've taught this to people and they've said, oh, I've taken it over. I've used it on Facebook now. I use it on Instagram. I'm getting more business from those platforms because I know how to stop people and make them read things.
Brilliant. Sorry, Pam, I was just reading the messages there. Lincoln has just proposed to you. And then he disappeared.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
Thank you. Pam, on the profiles, you've got your hashtags. I have tried everywhere to change those hashtags on the profile. You know, you've got your description and everything, but I can't get access to them. I don't know where they are.
In your talks about section?
No, in your actual profile where you've put, say for me, Sarah Jane Black, and then I put what I do. Then afterwards in pale grey, it comes up with about 5 hashtags. Under you've got hashtags, but I can't get to them to change them.
Yeah,
don't know where I find them.
It says talks about, doesn't it? Now, they are put on when you set up your profile. Go into settings, or hit the pencil and have a look around there. Right now, off the top of my head, I don't have the answer, but if you give me a shout, I'll have a look around for you and find them there. Yeah,
fabulous. Thank you.
Okay, no worries.
Anyone else got any other questions at all before we sort of wrap up?